All right, welcome back, everyone. As always, a lot to talk about. What I want to start with, you know, I'm never a chicken little. I'm never one to say any particular thing is ending. But man, we've seen a shift in the last 3 weeks with the quote unquote chat pumps. So today, OPGN, um, OPGN had the recipe for that, is a little bit higher float, but I want to talk about this. It had the recipe. Virus news, good volume, spiking in pre, holding near the open. Then the big chat room comes in and just death, straight death all day. And we've seen this, I think, like 3 weeks in a row right now. So now we used to, for the last year or so or longer, we used to love the quote unquote chat pump. Lots of times that would initiate the second phase, because what we saw, there were so many short sellers that would be like, oh, big chat room buy. They would short. Then we'd see that pull at that open, that I call it that dip and rip idea. And then we'd see that re-break and then would ignite all day moves on these things. That's shifted a little bit. And lately, these big chat rooms have just been bullet to the head on these morning movers. So remember, that's why I'm here every day to talk about this stuff. So now I want to be clear. I'm also not here to do sales pitches, okay? Most of you are probably, majority of you are probably already a Stocks to Trade subscriber or something. So, but I tell you, breaking news chat, what's great about that is we've got this whole team that are monitoring all these chat rooms so you don't have to, okay? I was on a webinar this morning and I was talking about OPGN, and someone else told me, they're like, hey, breaking news said big chat room. And I was like, whoa. I was like, forget everything I said. I was all over OPGN. I'm like, here we go, man. Virus play, big mover, great volume. Here we go. Now, but then what I got to base my decision off of is what we've seen the last 3 weeks. And the last 3 weeks, man, like every day, it's like big chat room and it's a brick wall. So check out the breaking news chat. Now you can subscribe to all these rooms. You can try and watch them all. That's up to you. I think it's unreasonable. I think it's too hard. Again, I'm not here to do a breaking news commercial, but I wanted to point that out. Second thing, I know what all of you guys are going to say. I know what you're all going to say. Short them then. Short them, Tim. Short the big chat rooms. Couple things with that. I get your thesis. I get what you're saying. It makes sense, okay? You just told me that the big chat room buy is the top 3 weeks straight. Why wouldn't I short them? Two things. Number one, all these stocks that they buy, they're all, low floaters. They're all really hard to borrow, okay? So for a lot of you out there, if you're at a traditional broker, we'll say, if you're at an Interactive Brokers, if you're at an E-Trade, if you're at a Schwab, if you're at a TD, you're probably not going to have a borrow. So that's the big thing, okay? To this whole short the chat pumps. So keep that in mind. Now you can look at other brokerage accounts. You can open multiple accounts. You can do that. Number two, if you're a new trader, I'm still going to beg you to be really careful shorting these things. Again, GEVO had traded, or not GEVO, OPGN. GEVO is beautiful. We'll talk about GEVO. OPGN was trading, 20 million shares in pre-market. All it takes is to be wrong once, okay? if you're short one of these things and you're wrong, it gets ugly really fast. And with a small account, you short the wrong morning runner, and all of a sudden, 6 months of your gains are gone. Okay? Those two things. Tough to borrow, and one mistake, and it gets bad. It gets real bad. Okay? All right, talk about GEVO. Speaking of breaking news, they alerted this at 9:01 a.m., and I got to shut that off. A lot of breaking news today. They alerted this at 9:01 a.m. I talked about this as that weak open and then reclaim of the high. What did it do? Opened weak, dropped below VWAP, reclaim the high of the day at the magic time. What's one of our favorite times a day? 9:45. And then it's just been off to the races since. So a lot of people bought it in pre-market when the news hit. Well done. When the news hit at 9, a lot of upside there. Now, I think the best thing to do is to wait for that confirmation. What's the confirmation? Insane volume. I mean, oh my gosh. I hadn't even looked. It's noon. And GEVO's traded 500 million shares. And I know I talk about this so much, but when you're an old, gray-haired, 15-year day trader, it's just, man. 500 million shares traded, at noon. It's nuts. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it trades 1 billion shares today. I don't know. So anyway, look for those dip and rips types on these things. Look for the high volume. And, time to get to the daily briefing, stuff we're supposed to be talking about. So back to volume. We've seen these articles over and over again. I've got a Wall Street Journal article on screen right now. Confetti, free stocks. Does Robinhood's design make trading too easy? Now, this article is kind of a ripoff of this weekend's Barron's. Who knows? I mean, they're owned by the same company. Hell, it's probably the same author. Who knows? They probably just repurposed their own content. Avi Salzman. Nope, Michael Worston and Urim Choi. Anyway, great article this weekend, how Robinhood sees the moment in stock trading. Now, is Robinhood making trading too easy? Is it a bad thing that it's gamifying it? I don't think so. I love it, Again, I've been studying this stuff for 15 years. Bring me more people that think it's just a video game. Bring me more people that just think it's, you just buy, that think stocks only go up. Bring them in, man. Bring in the Monty Python. Here's my movie reference of the day. Bring out your dead. Bring out your dead, man. Keep stacking up the bodies, Now, you guys know I'm Mr. Positivity. I want everyone to succeed. I hope all 10 million Robinhooders succeed. But if they're treating it like a game, they're not going to, and bring me more of them. Keep them coming. So, anyway, good article talking about that. Definitely check it out. The other stuff I wanted to talk about, I got the golden age link of the day. This 30-ton robot could help scientists produce crops of the future. It's a video on Wall Street Journal. Watch SpaceX videos, agricultural robots. We live in the greatest time in history. It's just kind of interesting to see. Definitely check it out. Many of you know I'm very bullish agriculture. I talked the other day about China buying the most corn. Was it the most corn in history? Or I don't. We talked about a link the other day. Buy farmland. Okay, if you want a long-term hold, if you're in the U.S. and you want a long-term investment, buy farmland. land. Okay. My dad has a farm, and the value of his farm, he only has 160 acres. Okay. Which I know to a lot of you, you might think, oh, 160 acres is a lot. That's not a lot when it comes to corn or soybeans. He's got 160 acres, and I believe the value of his farm has doubled or tripled in like the last 5 or 6 years. The value that he could sell the land for. And hey, there's nothing safer than farmland. It produces an income, and it's always valuable. So, Gratiot County, Michigan, okay? Rural Michigan, some of the highest farmland prices other than like Iowa. Iowa's always going to be the higher, but Gratiot County, Michigan, it's up there, man. Anyway, FedEx, UPS, I talked about this on the weekend watch list. Just like Walmart, just like Target, just like I get so annoyed at Bloomberg. Every time on these, I pay for this. Michael Bloomberg, I pay for Business Week and the Bloomberg webpage. Don't bug me to shut off my ad blocker. I'm leaving my ad blocker on. Anyway, longer term ideas. Listen, we know we're going into Christmas. I know it's only August, but man, FedEx, UPS, Target, Walmart, Amazon, they're all just going to keep grinding higher. So, new high day on GEVO. Or not yet, almost. Okay, last thing for today, the Airbnb IPO. I teased this morning that I would offer my opinion on this. Here we go. Mr. Bullish everything. I was bullish. I was crazy bullish the Pinterest IPO. Crazy bullish the Zoom IPO. Crazy bullish the Peloton IPO. Hey, again, I freely admit I'm Mr. Bullish IPOs, technology, stay-at-home plays. Airbnb, man. I would, this is my opinion, and this is all time-stamped. We're actually doing a daily digest, or a weekly digest of these sessions. It's pretty cool. The writers, our team is actually time-stamping all this stuff. So we'll see. So if you're subscribed to the daily digest, you'll get an email Monday. And I'm sure they'll talk about my call on the Airbnb IPO. Save it. Call me out if I'm wrong. But another theme I've been talking about is this upgrading of homes. One of the reasons I think Home Depot had such good earnings, Lowe's is going to have good earnings, the home builders have been exploding, is I think people are upgrading their homes, and I'm very concerned with Airbnb IPOing right now. I'm very concerned with Airbnb's business altogether, because I haven't listen, I used to, prior to 6 months ago, family and we stayed in hotels, we stayed in Airbnbs a couple times a month. Haven't been in one since the virus stuff, And I think one of the reasons we're seeing this remodeling boom is people are taking those vacation dollars and they're driving them back into their house. They're building a pool. They're upgrading the kitchen. They're putting in a game room. And it's that, that whole staycation idea. And I think it's going to be a trend for a while. I'm not going to listen, you can tell me you cleaned your Airbnb, but did you? And listen, if you own Airbnbs, I'm not like calling you out, but do I want to take my family to a stranger's house now? 6 months ago, different story. So I'm very bearish the Airbnb IPO. Time will see if I'm right, but I think if you're looking for an idea, stick with that, with the Home Depots, the BLDRs, the construction companies. I mean, again, back to just looking around me in my little world in rural Michigan. I live by a lake, but there's like 10 remodeling projects that I drive by every day. I think that's people saying, I'm not gonna fly somewhere, deal with the airport. Have you flown anywhere recently? Okay. If you want to get really annoyed and frustrated, fly somewhere. I flew 3 weeks ago and I'm like, I'm done. So short the airlines too. But again, are you going to spend all that money on a flight to go to an Airbnb? You don't know if it's clean or if it's not. That's my opinion. So there we go. I promised you that. So timestamp it. August 20th, 2020. Tim thinks the Airbnb IPO will either not happen. I think two things will happen. It either won't happen or it'll be a disaster. It'll be like Blue Apron's IPO. Now, Blue Apron back, but Blue Apron was a disaster for a year and a half. I think Airbnb will the same. All right, everyone. Always fun doing these. Have a great day, and we will watch GEVO for new high day. 500 million shares traded. Anything can happen. So have a great day, and we'll see you next time.